This is how we close 300 deals per year without Zillow Flex.
Years ago, we were closing deal after deal with Zillow. And then Zillow changed the game and they came out with something called Zillow Flex.
Yeah.
And the Flex was this idea that as an agent, you had to pick up the phone as soon as somebody called. And if you didn't, it would go to somebody else. And here's the deal. They expect you to close 10% of business. That means you have to go through and kiss 9 frogs to get to that 10th one. And you're running around picking up the phone, going out and opening the doors like Vanna White. And for the pleasure of that, they take 40% of your commission.
Zillow's really got a monopoly on the market right now. We played the Zillow game for a little bit. The biggest thing that we realized when dealing with Zillow is we were wasting time more than anything else. Any agent will say, okay, I'll pay 40% commission if you gift me a deal on the plate. But what happens is you're meeting with these clients who most of the time you're meeting with them the first time at a coffee shop right around the corner from the house that they want to see, or you're meeting with them at the front door trying to get them to sign buyer's agency before you open up the door.
Right.
It's a really weird dynamic. And this was early on in my career too when we were dealing with Zillow Flex. And it was just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks.
And the interesting thing was people thought they were meeting a Zillow rep. They didn't even know you were a local rep. They didn't care. And Zillow literally said, tell them you're a Zillow rep. Like say, hi, I'm Jared from Zillow. And it was like, but I have a local identity, right? And they didn't care either that you weren't local. So that whole model just blew up for us. And we decided to walk away from it because 40% is no way to build a business or a life when you have to pick up the phone when anybody calls at any time of day. And they say between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., but we were getting calls at 10 p.m., 7 a.m. Like, how do you have a life that way? And how do you service a client fairly that way?
That seeps into all your relationships in life too. If you don't have any boundaries with the way that you deal with people, if you don't have the self-respect too, because there's so many agents that get pissed off about having to pay Zillow 40%. And when you're running around and you're busting your ass to make sure that your clients get the best possible service, and at the end of the day, Zillow gets a 40% check just for connecting you over the phone.
Right.
And what's even the craziest thing is if they connect you on your own listing, you're still paying that 40% on the top.
It is. It's so unfair. So what we decided to do was walk away from Zillow Flex, and I will tell you it was painful, right? It was very painful, but I also had systems and marketing in place and said, we will find and build a better system. And that's what we've done effectively. And now we are incredibly busy. We don't do business with Zillow Flex. In fact, when I get something from Zillow, it's someone calling me directly from Zillow, not anything to do with their Zillow Premier Agent, which is a farce, and Zillow Flex. So honestly, if that sounds like something appealing to you, if you want to build a business and not just be someone's Uber of real estate, give us a call.